Good morning. I wanna short presentation about regulatory approach for products of animals and plant biotechnology in Colombia on behalf of Colombian Agricultural Institute. Let me briefly introduce all of this team. In 2002, Colombia ratified Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety, and then government of Colombia issued the second regulation, which Colombian Agricultural Institute is responsible for authorization and verify requirements of LMOs and conventional organisms obtained with innovative breeding techniques using modern biotechnology in case of exclusive for agricultural, livestock, fishing, commercial forest, plantation, and agro-industrial use. Is gene editing technique considered LMOs in Colombia? We remember that living modified organism is any organism life that contain a new combination of genetic material that has been developed through modern biotechnology. Therefore, in 2018, Colombian Agricultural Institute issued the resolution to regulate and determine if the crops has been developed with use and fit improvement innovation techniques through modern biotechnology, where the final product does not contain any foreign genetic material in order to determine if it is a living modified organism and consequently decide whether the regulation LMOs shall be applied or not. This clarified that the gene editing will not be part of the same regulatory oversight as LMOs in Colombia. There are a different fields that where biotechnology application is used. First, we have the animal and plants and environment, health medicine, and microbe. I would like to show the regulatory framework for biotechnology in plants. Further, we have a Cartagena Protocol on Biosafety in May 2000. And then ICA issued the government of Colombia issued the law number 740, and this regulation Colombia ratified Cartagena Protocol, and then government issued the decree number 4525. This is the basis of the national biosafety system. And then ICA issued the resolution 1063 about the registration of persons who carry out activities with GMO. And afterward, ICA issued the resolution 91505 about the processing of application of LMOs only in plants. In the same year, ICA issued the resolution 91506 about the rules of biosafety national technical committee of LMOs, and currently ICA take the decision to join the procedure for application for the registration plants and animals in order to determine whether they correspond to LMOs or conventional organisms. The first law is the 740, and then government issued the decree for 4525. Okay. With this decree, ICA is the government agency responsible of LMOs in case exclusive for agricultural, livestock, fishing, commercial forest plantation, and agro-industrial use. And this is the basis, the national biosafety system. And then we have the resolution 163. With this resolution, is the registration for the person who carry activities of import, commercialization, receive, biological development, and quality control of genetically modified organisms. Finally, we have the the resolution 91,505 only apply for crops. In current public consultation, we have the procedure for application for registration of crops, microorganisms, and animals with innovative breeding techniques using modern biotechnology in order to determine whether they correspond to LMOs or conventional organisms. According to the decree 4,525, this regulation determined which is the competent national authorities for study of LMOs. First, we have the Ministry of Health and Animal Protection with INVIMA. Secondly, we have the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development with ICA. Third, we have a Ministry of Science and Sustainable Development. And fourth, we have the Ministry of Science, Technology, and Innovation. They are members of Biosafety National Technical Committee for LMOs or CTNB. Let me show the roadmap for the regulatory LMOs and conventional products in Colombia. We received the application and assess the application, and we have the two ways. The first question is there a new combination? Is the answer is yes. We take the first wave, study assess that if that's application like such as a living organism modify, and it can notify to applicant that the product does fall under LMO's regulation, and study application in Biosafety National Technical Committee. And the other way, if the answer is no, we take the another question. That's the new genetic improvement techniques used and transgenic temporally. If the answer is yes, we have the third question. Is the final product free of transgenics? If the answer is no, we take this way and study this application such as living organism modified. In other way, if the answer to second question is no, we study this application such as organisms not modified, and it can notify that the product fall under LMO's regulation and approve application and issue resolution as a conventional organism. This is an example of procedure of LMOs in crops. We receive the application, and then we have a public consultation. Afterward, we realize a risk assessment, and then CTNBs assess this application and recommend approve, not approve, or to do a biosafety studies. Finally, we have if the answer is approve this application, it can approve through issue resolution with use the final with approve with animal consumption or sowing or investigation. In this table, I would like to show the first conventional organism approved in Colombia with resolution 290,299 in current public consultation. And in another table, we have the crops approved with resolution 91,505, which is important to gene editing technique in Colombia. It's important because the gene editing constitutes a significant advance in genetic modification technology with a consequent impact on increasing genetic variability and plant and animal genetic improvement throughout history has been accompanied by different vehicles represented by new technologies. And finally, animal product population can be accelerated with the use of genetic editing by introducing or creating beneficial alleles without the consequence of linkage branch associated with traditional integration. Current research in biotechnology using gene editing technique in Colombia. We have the editing of the exon of the third exon of myostatin gene in black ear white. This is a Creole cattle in Colombia. This study is with production of bovine cells lining for this gene and somatic cell nuclear transfer to the purpose of producing gene-edited bovine embryos. And other research in the same, the next is the tolerance to abiotic stress in rice, in a variety of rice. They have a SPTD gene deletion, an agreement with Cornell University in order to edit genes with high phenotypic effect associated with tolerance to abiotic stress. In conclusion, this is the first resolution to assess whether they are LMOs or conventional products currently in public consultation, and the focus of regulatory research whether the products have a new combination of genetic material and or have transgenes in final product in relation to the definition of LMOs. And we have the first research of the use and gene editing in animals in Colombia.